This is a little warm-up video a little warm-up exercise that I do every morning. This would be something like a dancer would do for stretching exercises, or a musician would do scales, singer would do some vocal exercises. We as artists also need to do exercises that emphasize visual acuity. This is really a point-to-point exercise. I made a point here and a point here, and then I started before that point and went all the way through that point to create my first vertical line. Now I repeat the same procedure horizontally. And I always follow through, go past the line where I want it to end. Now I'm after a square, so I'm going to do a relatively small one so I have more control over it, but here again, point to point. You do breathing exercises. In other words, when I'm making this next horizontal line, I don't talk while I'm doing it, so now I'm going to make another vertical line, deciding where my destination is. Don't breathe while I'm doing the exercise, the line. Take a breath, and then you do the line. And you should end up with 4 relatively equal spaces. So the object of this is to do, is really visual acuity. You want to be able to break these things down into steps and to use each segment to judge the next segment. And you're really working from simple to more complex. So now we go to a diagonal line, and we do the short diagonals first. And again, once again, breathe in. Once again, breathe in. So next we would go to the longer diagonal. These are Baroque diagonals, which means from the lower left to the upper right. The longer line is the one slightly more difficult. Then you do the Sinister Diagonal, pulling toward you. And this becomes a little more difficult. Each segment of this, by the way, gives you more points of reference, equal distance points of reference. And try to do it without lifting your pencil off of the page. Okay, we're actually going to do the verticals here first, because in theory anyway, it doesn't seem to make much difference to me, but from what I've read, the horizontals are supposed to be just the opposite. Horizontals are supposed to be the easiest. So we'll do the horizontals first. Then we will do the verticals. Taking a breath. Exhale. So now you see I have this Cartesian type square. We are now going to make some additional let's go with these. Well, it doesn't really matter that much. We're going to put the Baroque diagonals again. Got to cross that center point at that point and go through this point a little teeny bit off there. Okay, so deep breath. Okay. Vertical diagonals, horizontal diagonals. Now this angle becomes the most difficult to control, pulling back across the page. And once again, breathe. Exhale. All right, so what have we done here? We have 12 points. 1, 2, 3, just like a clock. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And we're still dealing with straight line segments. So let's come back up here. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So straight line, straight through. Change your hand position. Now this really illustrates that there's no such thing as a curved line. It is really a series of dots. This becomes the mothership of all things that we are going to do. And even though this is a flat shape, it is the beginning of more sophisticated forms. As you can see, it is the square is really a cube and becomes the mothership of all our basic geometric form units are constructed in this manner. So you can see what you have arrived at here. Let's see how that all works to create form. Now, I don't really always do this last little form unit exercise, but I do the basic underlying grid every morning just to kind of get ready to draw, and I think it works very well. And you're really training your hand and eye as well as getting your mind in the right place to draw or paint. So it's important. Dancers do stretching exercises, vocal performers do vocal exercises, etc., etc., etc. Thank you so much.